Roger, Roger. Do you remember seeing you watch Star Wars, yeah?
Yeah. Which one?
Fucking the droids from 1 and 2. Roger, Roger.
Did you hear recently that there were some lights and people didn't know if they were drones or what over Morristown, New Jersey?
Oh, really?
You heard that, right? You heard about that, didn't you?
No.
You didn't hear about that? Oh, yeah. 3 large lights over Morristown, New Jersey. And people didn't know if they were UFOs or drones. Now, either or, they would be considered UFOs, so they couldn't identify what the fuck they were.
Right.
But they're massive, according to the reports, the eyewitness reports.
It's crazy.
They're massive lights.
But I've been watching those Japan with what they've been doing with drones, and they've been doing a lot of advancements, mostly with like light shows, to where they've can put, I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of drones in the sky and make like these like 3-dimensional like representations and presentations of things, and this shit's fucking phenomenal. I mean, they can do anything from like 3-dimensional like dragons flying around. Like, have you ever seen those like fans that spin around transparently but display like 3-dimensional pictures or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, imagine that, but instead of looking at it from one face, because that's the only way you can view that, but 3-dimensionally, so it's all like full like 3D like, you know, presentation, and shit's crazy. Also, another thing I've seen, they released a new dome, literally a dome. I want to say it's in England, maybe overseas somewhere. Huge dome. It's a giant stadium basically, and then the dome inside, it's a giant screen, like 16K resolution, and it's like a full 4D experience for people to. You get a seat, and it gives you, has this whole like simulation of like air and yada yada. It makes you feel like you're in water, because the idea is that the whole dome thing makes you experience everything. What it was demonstrating was like being in the Arctic and the sky and the ocean and all this other shit. But with all the resolution of the 4K and all that, it can make it look hyper realistic, like you're actually there, kind of, But with it being a dome, it doesn't matter what seat you have. It's all basically the same seat, so you have that same perfect seat everywhere. And it's completely surrounding, like all around you type of view. So it's just a complete experience. The shit looks wild. And right now, it's the only one to exist, and they're actually going to be working on a second one, but it's going to be moon-based, so it's going to be a giant moon dome over in Dubai.
We're hella far away.
Not that far. I'm trying to crash it. Oh, right there. Use your legs. Use your baby legs.
And shit.
But nah, the shit seems pretty fucking crazy. I mean, I can't imagine what it seems like to look at something at 4K. But the idea is in your seat. It's supposed to also kind of demonstrate like an idea, like when it's going in the water, it feels like you're actually, at the water at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It has obviously like type of fan systems or whatever, to where everything's at top, quality too, like top audio type speakers and whatever. So it's a full experience type of idea. And God knows how much fucking costs trying to get a seat. You can only imagine. But by the looks of it, it holds like a good, good fuck ton of people.
Right. Oh yeah.
But shit looks pretty crazy though. I mean, I've only seen shit somewhat in 4K, so imagine 16K. To be frank, I don't know if our eyes can perceive that. We can only go so high in resolution. Like, it's not like, oh, what if we go up to like 100K? We can't. Your eyes can only pick up a certain amount of resolution to a point to where it just can't really pick it up anymore. If that makes sense.
Right. Another thing that I've seen recently, people across the country have been seeing. I don't know how you. It's just people have been seeing things come out of the moon, and they've been recording shit coming out of the moon, and other shit happening. That I can't see the moon right now because it's fucking cloudy. I can't see it. I can't see shit because the moon ain't so fucking cloudy here because all the snow and rain and shit. But yeah, it's been a lot of.
Yeah, I've been hearing that for a long time, and frankly, those stories have been coming out since the moon landing. Yeah, there's been a lot of activity on the moon. Frankly, the biggest talk is that on the dark side of the moon, there's actually a bunch of facilities. And a lot of people believe, and a lot of whistleblowers talk, that we're actually extracting on the moon. Because there's a lot of abundant materials on it that we can get. And there's actually moisture compounds inside of it from frozen liquid and shit like that that we can actually harbor. And we're also trying to terraform bits of the moon. Not terraform in the sense of cultivate, but use it as a station to where we can, you know, exit our orbit, which consumes a lot of fuel, and then shuttle onto the moon to resource and regroup and regather. That way we can reestablish liftoff to really extend, you know, space travel. Because we consume like 90%, 70% of fuel just to get out of our atmosphere. Sure, things are changing now with the Tesla different starships and things like that, and we're advancing even further beyond that with our latest starship launch, because Tesla just created a new one that now lands itself. So there's a lot of crazy breakthroughs that frankly we've had for a little while that, again, we don't talk about, but whistleblowers have talked about for decades.
The videos that these people have recorded, there's holes that they've seen opening and closing in the moon, like actual recording themselves. Like this dude, like he was an ex-Marine or some shit. He did a recent video, and he said, "How the fuck can y'all tell me there's a fucking hole in the goddamn moon and nobody knows about this shit?" You know what I'm saying? Like he straight up, you know, he didn't bullshit. Yeah. You know, he did not bullshit, bro. He was straight up like, "How the fuck is this possible? How come nobody ever told us this shit?" You know.
There's a lot of conspiracy in what the moon is, to be honest.
I personally believe it's not real. I believe it's a fake moon. I don't believe we've ever been to the moon, because Stanley Kubrick, the guy who helped direct or film the so-called quote-unquote moon landing, he was the director, and he came out and said that the moon landing was fake, that he filmed and doctored all of it on a set. They actually had video evidence of him back in the day on set with Neil Armstrong and all these people on a Hollywood's fucking set, and everything else. So.
Yeah, well, I do believe we've artificially videotaped a lot of the moon landing, because there was no way that we were able to be reaching them and said be putting it live on TV as they're doing that. But we were there, and not in the, as we were saying we were there. We had other missions and goals and we're doing. All that was a publicity stunt because it was a space race to make it seem like we're ahead of everyone, while we had our own agendas going about to make sure it actually can go through. While if we've, you know, fabricated and videotaped it like that per se, it would look, it would be, you know, fault proof. We would have it, we would achieve it and get it done, which was the only goal, was to get on the moon and land the flag. But we ourselves had a whole other idea of getting there, which we did and achieved, and we did actually get on the moon and put a flag there. In fact, even latest, in the last like 5 years, China's rover recently but found our flag still there on the moon. Still standing.
Make sure you get out when you get up here, because I
But yeah, absolutely. I firmly believe the video what we saw is fabricated, and there's many key signs that show it was. But saying that we didn't go there, we've been there actually multiple times. There was multiple missions, and we kept going even after we said to stop going. But there was a lot of affiliations on why we had to keep bypassing, and why we said we're not going there. We were actually told directly not to go back because, well, this is all conspiracy talk.
How come these people are custom things, holes opening out of the moon? How? Why? No. That's
I'm getting to that.
That's a lot of people like me believe that is
we've been going to the moon for a long time for different missions and satellite reasons and yada yada. For example, the famous famous saying that the moon rung like a bell when one of the shuttles smacked on the planet.
I remember that.
Which they're trying to. A lot of people are trying to say that's proof that the planet itself, or the moon, is hollow, which isn't true at all. I mean, it's not saying that's not true. There could be a core to the moon. I mean, there could be a core to our planet. We're still unrealized what our planet fully is. But what initially happened is that because there isn't much gravity, and since the moon isn't even a planet, it's a moon. It's so much more smaller with a less density than an actual planet, that when something the size and speed, as said, you know, the shuttle, once it did actually hit the moon, the whole thing started rattling for a while. And it does the same thing when large asteroids hit it, because that happens all the time. Hence all the craters on the planet. Right, I keep saying planet, on the moon. You know what I mean?
Well,
but a lot of people blew that story out of proportion.
I don't believe it. I know, but you're entitled to. I'm not saying you should believe. I don't believe it's real, man. I believe it's put there.
No, I hear you.
It's not. I don't believe it's real at all. I believe it's the base, inner base inside of it.
But what is scientifically though, that moon shouldn't be there, that it doesn't share the same mineral components that our planet necessarily has, and that it was an artificial satellite from something else, and we actually don't know where it came from. The same being said, it's way too big to be a satellite for our planet, you know, hence moon, that our planet would be too small to be carrying something of that magnitude. So there actually is a lot of conspiracy about it and why it's there and how it got there. So again, I'm not saying it is or isn't,
right,
because we don't know. And again, a lot of whistleblowers have been saying it's literally a satellite to keep track of Earth, to keep track of everything that goes on. That it's literally just, well, it's basically a giant starship in a sense.
Since we're on topic of the moon, another thing, people across the world now, recently, because I said people were capturing images and videos of shit coming out of the moon. Recently, also, people have been capturing images and video of a giant face by the fucking moon.
That story's always stay also, but that one, I'm not gonna say it was debunked, but was debunked.
Well,
based on
it's hard to fix something if it's happening across the world.
But when so many meteors smack into something so many times, eventually the terrain's probably gonna make.
I'm talking about a giant face behind the moon, where you can visibly see it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what people have been capturing recently. And one of the people said this. You know what that is? You know what they said this is? And this big conversation. That is the person. Listen, that is the person watching all over us. While we're being told what they say, basically a simulation. That's what that was. It's about that's what's watching us. You know what I'm saying? It made total sense to me. You know?
Frankly,
that was just a theory.
Crazy to be a little too far to be actual. You know what I mean? That'd be a little far to be true. I mean, we've been observing the moon at all of humankind.
It's hard to fake it when people are actually capturing it and visibly seeing it across the world. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake it.
Fortunately, these days, it's actually very easy to fake anything.
Well,
literally anything.
He promised me passport and job in Vale of Silicon.
Well, one person could have trended and started videotaping what could have been said if face on the moon, which wouldn't be hard to do, especially with the resolution count on the moon. You know how hard it is to get a solid resolution of the moon. On top of that, using a little bit of this in editing, putting a face on it, could have easily trended, which would, I'm not saying it is or isn't, I'm just saying something that could probably happen.
Well,
but I don't know, if there was a face.
Mr. Hurt still give job, yes. I am American now. When's my keynote?
Said it, showed it, it's fabricating fake
Not disregarding it.
And that's scary, dude. Think about how scary that would be if you were to see a giant, huge fucking face on the goddamn moon. Dude, I mean, dude,
It would be crazy to do a giant meatball in the sky.
How would you feel,
But
man?
if you really think about it, I mean, we've been observing the moon all of humankind to a point where we even thought the moon was a godly like celestial being. But never once in history has anyone seared a face on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we're talking top philosophers. And there's nothing closer than the moon. I mean, they've known about planets that they shouldn't have known about. And extra planets that we're still discovering to this day. And again, nothing even referencing a face on the moon. A lot of weird things about the moon, don't get me wrong. But nothing about the moon itself being a creature, let alone a face watching us.
Like I said, it's something going on that people are visibly seeing this giant face for some reason.
Wait a minute!
Wait a minute! Wait, can we calm down for just 1 minute?
It's definitely weird.
It's happening for some reason.
You look very much like you have wrong end of shit. You got stuck in the
Well,
shit.
you gotta be careful what you watch. Just, especially now with things being AI, super easy to fabricate and fake videos. So easy. I'm not saying, you know, this, that, or whatever. I'm just saying be careful what you watch.
Listen.
Because frankly, you can make AI videos out of anything now. It's getting fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy a year ago.
They said it's
And it's getting better and better.
And destroy fabric of civilization as we know it. But these are all piping dreams.
Have you seen that picture of Elon Musk, Trump, and a couple other dudes having McDonald's on the plane?
Yes, that was the generated image.
Problem.
I've already seen that image as a music video.
And his machine cliff.
Yeah, that was a real image. That actually happened.
Okay, I thought that was.
But I've seen that image and do it in like an actual music video. Like when I say AI is getting crazy.
Well, you know what they said.
Little
If
egomaniac.
you talk to an AI on your phone,
Play
and
God.
if you
The
ask
fake human brain he built
human
will be
create
brain
AI will
of
tell you no.
insecure
Humans did not
little
create AI.
egomaniac. My scientist
Oh yeah, no.
studied.
humans did not
People,
create AI.
there's whistleblowers saying we discovered AI, just like we discovered Wi-Fi and discovered electricity. It's just another element out there that we found.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's another really deep rabbit hole.
And that's
And
what I was trying to
want
say.
us
Is
to
that
kill
that
each
gets
other.
into the wrong hands, which it is in the wrong hands right
How
now.
did I make
Well,
this?
a lot of people believe AI has actually existed far longer than government admits. That we've probably been in the AI loop even before the 90s. They could believe that the entire internet could be fabricated and been one giant AI based even to the day. In fact, there's a dead internet theory that the internet died after the mid 2000s, early 2000s, and everything we see is literally AI generated. And half the people that we see and interact with on a daily basis aren't even real people.
Oh, you and I are real.
There's real people, but at the same time, there's a lot of bots and fake accounts that aren't.
You're right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good luck.
That's what I'm saying.
On top of that,
we're real as fuck.
Here's another crazy thing that I just heard that I've actually foreseen, already knew that were going to end up happening. Niantic, the creator of Pokemon, the latest thing, Pokemon Go. They've actually had an underground agreement for the longest where they save all the people's location data and stuff like that for their own systems and whatever, and obviously everyone agrees to it to catch their Pokemon and shit like that, yada yada.
Right.
They just recently announced that they're gathering all the information that they took, all Pokemon Go, and that's a lot of navigation data, and they're going to use it to make AI navigation systems, things of the sort. So basically, they are harboring everyone's information, using everyone as landmarkers, going out, taking pictures, and discovering different locations, all in the joy of catching Pokemon. So in a sense, they use everyone as an end game. Is sure you can catch Pokemon, do this and that, and we're gonna still scam you as a gotcha game. But simultaneously, you're going to be collecting all of this.
Hey, can you stop for 1 minute? Let me make this last one. I'm about to be done, literally, I promise you.
But we're going to use all this valuable information that you low-key didn't know we were collecting this entire time and profit off it. Heavily.
How come they don't have a Digimon Go?
Digimon didn't pick up like that.
I know. I miss Digimon, man. I really
They
love
did
it.
have a Jurassic Park version of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I know. But
which was
Digimon was just so much better to me. I don't know why I think it was way better.
Digimon would have made sense.
It should have got more popular than what it did.
But then again, Niantic is they have a lot of fucking money. They're pretty greedy with their games. When they make Pokemon games, like it's very few changes, and it's never for the fans. It's for the company and what they want changed, which pisses off a lot of the fans that still tend to buy every game they drop, which is a lot. Like I think Call of Duty is bad for reskins. Pokemon is, yeah, they're different regions and this or that, but well, you just subtly see them evolve over time. But by the end of the day, it's still just another reskin. Just prettier.
Just like you and I were just talking about Dragon Ball Z. Same, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just prettier. I'm a big Pokemon fan, don't get me wrong. I'm a big Pokemon nerd, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that's okay.
It's one of my first games.
That's okay, man.
Oh, I'm not sarcastically apologizing. Fuck you if you don't like Pokemon.
I got a
no, I'm
YouTube
joking.
sticker. Okay, I'm saving that. I don't know if it's going to be worth something one day, but I'm saving it.
Yeah.
I don't
like
know.
you too, though. He's a boss. He's always been one of my favorites.
It's going to be worth something one day, I guess. I don't fucking know.
It's a sticker, so probably not.
Well,
but to you, it could be worth something.
Well, I'm saying if it becomes something rare to find, you know.
You might be able to, I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell you. Because by the end of the day, it's art, and art is worth as much as whoever's willing to pay for it.
True. Very true.